The Hall of Famer Peter Gammons has the inside corner for us here on MLB Central. Good morning to you, Peter. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
Well, Peter, Cleveland's rotation, it has been fantastic. What are the biggest factors in your mind are the ones that are contributing to their success?
Because I think they're very different in this power pitching crazed time. I mean, you look, obviously, Clevenger's really good. He got them into the sixth inning with a shutout, beat Cincinnati last night. But you take the other four guys in the rotation, Bieber, Savali, Plesac, Carrasco, they have 85 strikeouts and 7 walks. The Indians have a 2.21 ERA, best in the major leagues, and to me, the biggest reason is command. I mean, they're not a hard-throwing staff per se, but they have the best strikeout-walk ratio as a staff of any team since the power era began in 1990. And they hold the previous record, 2017 as well. If you look at them, one of the things that's so difficult, and listen, you know, the season was supposed to start, and then they got shut down a week before. Pitchers are really ramped up by that time.
Yeah.
Then they sit for 3 months, they come back. There are a lot of pitching coaches, a lot of people who teach pitching, a lot of general managers who feel it's really hard for those guys who have been from the age of 14 have been taught that the only thing that's really important is velo and building your upper body. And the contrary is what Cleveland does, or the pitchers that they really like. They like guys who have a real feel for pitching, but they're usually guys who are very cognizant of their cardio, their legs, their trunk, their deliveries, their landings. It's very different. Now, and you can deliver, you can build up velocity with a great delivery. I mean, Bieber threw 88 when he first signed with the Indians. Now he's up 95, 96. Savali was 87, 88 in college. And by the way, I think he's the most underrated of them all. He averages 92.9, touches 95, 96 once in a while. Plesac's got a great delivery, which is how we develop that breaking ball. And you see it around baseball. I mean, one of my favorite examples is Luis Patino of the Padres. When he first signed, he was 86 to 88. He came from his father was a fanatical track guy. Made him run, built up his legs, built up his stability, built up the core. I mean, if you watched him last night, 99 with an incredible delivery. There's a long, large, tedious biometrical study of pitching, but it showed that 87.3% of velocity comes from the lower half, from the legs, from the cardio, and from the trunk. So that means 13.7 comes from the upper body, which people train much too much when they're young. That's why we have so many Tommy Johns at the age of 18 and 20 years old. What I found is that you have those guys who develop the legs. It all comes in time. And my favorite example of that survey is Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan is not a big guy, but he was a fanatic about running, riding the bike. I remember one night we were doing Baseball Tonight at ESPN. He pitched a no-hitter. I think it was his 6th no-hitter on a game before we came on. So we asked, could we get Ryan? He said, well, you're going to have to wait like 45 minutes. And we obviously said, that's fine. I mean, it's Nolan Ryan, 7 no-hitter guy. And so he comes on and he said, well, I'm sorry, but I mean, after I pitched and I did the media scrum, I had to ride the bike for 45 minutes. The guy threw a no-hitter and he had to ride the bike for 45 minutes. He did not need a weighted baseball.
Hey, Peter, you asked Mike Yastrzemski in the winter if he had been working hard, and he said no. But his numbers and performance so far show differently. How come it's been working for him?
I think this is, for me, Mike has long been a fascinating story to me because I've known him for so long. But first week of March, over the Giants camp, and he was leading off and in the first group hitting. And I said, Mike, did you do a lot of weight work? You just look bigger. Your batting practice has been awesome. And he said, no, not really. I worked on my swing all winter, but that's it. And a couple of the veteran players said, look, this guy spent 7 years in the minor leagues. He now knows he belongs here. that's a presence that comes with knowing you're in the big. There's a big difference between having no idea and having an idea. And I think what I see in the numbers that have really helped him so much is that, you know, he's now developed so much confidence in being able to take pitches. I mean, his chase rate has gone down dramatically. His walk rate has gone from 7.8% to 23.6%. His strikeout rate has gone down. He's become a very disciplined hitter. And it is a phenomenal story. I mean, he's going to be 30 in 2.5 weeks, the day after his grandfather turns 81. And, I mean, you look, he's already had a splash-off home run in the McCovey Cove. He's had a 4-walk game. As of this morning, on Baseball Reference and on Fangraphs, he leads the major leagues in wins above replacement. And Bud Black said to me the other day, you know, we're watching him here in Colorado, and I'm going, this guy's a really good player. I mean, how does this happen? And, of course, Bud was curious because he actually pitched to Carl Yastrzemski once. He walked him in 1981.
Well, Peter, Nicholas Castellanos has been dominant to start 2020, and he has impressed you with both his routine, both before and after the game. Who does that routine remind you of?
Well, you know, I mean, one of the things I miss most about the way that we have to be at this time of the pandemic is being out on the field at 1:30 in the afternoon. I like to see how people work. I like to talk to people. You can't do that now, but for years, I watched Mookie Betts at least 3 days a week. Now, he was a second baseman originally, but he would come out at least 3 days a week and do an intense 20, 25-minute infield drill workout. And then before going out to the outfield and doing his 20 minutes of power shagging. And I used to say, well, what do you do this for? He said, well, first of all, this game could go into extra innings. They might need me to play the infield. I don't want to lose the game. But he said the other thing is, I can attack the ball defensively. I get rid of the ball much quicker. There's a much better balance. I think doing quick infield drills really work in the outfield. And I was talking about it with some Reds people and coaches, and they said, Castellanos does this like 3 days a week, comes out, works at shortstop, works on fielding the ball, getting to the balls, charging them, getting rid of them quickly, his release and his balance. And he's played right field really well for the Reds where they thought, okay, he's going to hit 40 home runs and we're just going to blink when he's in right field. It's been just the opposite. I give him a lot of credit for what he's done that way. I think it shows me that he wants not just to be really good and make a lot of money, he wants to be great. And I would think D-Row would really understand that because he went very good infielder to very good outfielder.
Yeah, it's funny, Peter. 100%. I mean, first off, the best part of my day was 20 minutes of ground balls in spring training, picking and grinning with the boys and talking shop and whistling balls around the infield. But when I got traded over to St. Louis, I was just telling you this in the break in 09, they like to get their ground balls out of the way before batting practice. Yadier Molina came out with me every day and took ground balls with myself and David Freese. So there's a reason he's back there just picking balls like nobody's business. So I'm sure it works the same. And Castellanos is moonlighted. Mookie Betts, these guys were infielders before the bat kind of forced them into the outfield. So I get it, them wanting to come in and work their hands.
Now, Peter Gammons, the Hall of Famer. Oh, go ahead, Peter.
No, I was just going to say it's a great thing. It's one of the things that makes baseball so good.
Absolutely. Peter Gammons, the Hall of Famer. Appreciate it, Peter. Thank you.
Thank you.